This video is sponsored by Magic Spoon. This is what we're making today. Cloud Shrouded Jade. Today we're going to begin by making a lotus seed paste. The dish that we're making today is based out of a real-life dish called tangwen, which is a glutinous rice ball kind of like a mochi, except it's traditionally stuffed with black sesame seed paste. But instead of using a black sesame seed paste, we're going to be using a lotus seed paste. After boiling the lotus seeds for 30 minutes, we're now going to put it into a blender. Once pureed and has the consistency of a paste, we're going to throw it into a pan, add a heaping amount of sugar, and reduce it to the consistency that we desire. After adding in the sugar, make sure that you're consistently stirring this paste while reducing it down, or it will burn in the bottom. And once we achieve the consistency that we desire, we're simply going to transfer this into a new bowl and let it cool down in the fridge. Once it's in the fridge, it will harden up. While we wait for our paste to cool down, let's hear from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Magic Spoon. I've been a professional chef for over a decade, and because of my profession, I've gained quite a bit of weight, especially now that I'm in my 30s. A couple months ago, a coworker introduced Magic Spoon to me. That's why I was so excited when Magic Spoon approached me and wanted to work with me. I couldn't wait to share to the world about its benefits and how it's helped me. By implementing the Magic Spoon cereal into my diet, I was able to maintain a healthy weight over the months. Because of its high protein, low calorie, and low carb count, along with other benefits, made managing my macros daily much easier. But that's not all. Magic Spoon has multiple unique flavors that allowed me not to just eat it for breakfast, but also as snacks. So if you're looking for a delicious and healthy alternative, this is the cereal for you. Order now at magicspoon.com/chefmar and get $5 off the variety pack. Now shipping in Canada and the UK. Next, we're going to make a steamed egg pudding. We're going to begin by cracking 3 eggs into a bowl and then scrambling it. During this process, it's very important that the egg is very well scrambled so that the steamed egg is nice and smooth and have no lumps. Now, in 100 milliliters of water, we're going to add in 100 grams of rock sugar and then melt it down. Once the rock sugar melts, we're going to add in 100 milliliters of milk and then take it off the heat. We want to make sure that this mixture is around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. We're then going to add the mixture with the egg and then mix. It's very important that the mixture is not too hot or the egg will curdle. Once we've thoroughly mixed this, we're going to place it into the bowl that we're going to cook it in and pass it through a strainer. It's very important that we pass this through a strainer to ensure that we have a nice, smooth, silky egg. Once all of the egg has been passed through, we're going to cover it in saran wrap and then place it into a steamer. It's very important that we cover this in saran wrap to prevent water droplets dropping into our egg mixture. Once in the steamer, we're going to cover it up and steam it for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're going to take our bowl out and check its consistency. If it's still a little bit runny, simply place the bowl back into the steamer for another minute. But if you have the right consistency, it should look like this, a nice silky egg. Now we're going to make a quick caramel. In 100 milliliters of water, we're going to add 90 grams of rock sugar. We're going to melt the rock sugar down and then caramelize it. It's very important that you don't take your eyes off of this because it will change in color in seconds. This whole process took me less than a minute. We're going to immediately place the caramel on top of the egg. It may look like it's sticking, but this thing will eventually melt. This is 120 grams of glutinous rice flour. we're going to add in 100 milliliters of water and then give it a mix. We're going to form this into a ball and then set it aside. This is the dough that we're going to use to make our tangwen. For this dough ball, we're going to use 120 grams of glutinous rice flour and 100 milliliters of beet juice. If you don't have beet juice, you can use cranberry juice or any type of red juice, or simply water and red food coloring. Again, we're simply forming a ball and then setting it aside. Next, we're going to take a little piece of our dough and flatten it out. You don't have to do this on your table. It's actually a lot easier to do this on your hand. I just couldn't get it on camera. But once our dough mixture is flattened, we're going to put our lotus seed paste in the middle. Once the paste is in the middle, we're going to enclose it by taking the outside of the dough and pushing it in. Once the dough is closed down, we're going to roll it into a ball. Don't worry about the dough being a little too sticky. It's quite easy to manipulate and add in more dough. Once we've rolled it into a ball, we're simply going to set it aside on top of cling film. Next, in a simmering pot of water, we're going to place in our white dough balls first. It's important not to place them all together or the white balls will have a pink color. This process will take about 5 minutes. You'll know that the balls are done when they're floating. Once we've cooked up all the balls, we're going to take it off the heat and then set it aside. For the white balls, we're simply going to sprinkle it with cinnamon. And once all our balls are cooked, let's get ready to plate. Alright, it's time to eat this. I actually didn't know what to expect when I first took a bite. But as you can see, the balls are very sticky. These balls have the consistency of mochi balls, but it's not as sweet because we didn't add sugar with the dough. And as for the filling, I really didn't think that lotus seed paste would taste very good as a dessert, and that's because of its earthy flavor, but this worked out very well. As you can see, there's quite a bit of lotus seed paste in this dough, so I think I've done this dough balls justice. Now let's get the steamed egg a taste. The taste is okay, but I don't know if you can see this, but it is a little bit overcooked. It is a little bit eggy, and I wish I put a little bit more sugar with the recipe. As for the caramel, it melted nicely on top, ensuring that it's nicely spread throughout the dish. Anyways, that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And as usual, if you guys like what you see, hit the like button. And if you guys have any suggestions on what I should cook next, please post in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe.